Alright everyone, welcome to a brand new video where I draw shit about stuff. It's in the title so you should know, but that being said, half of you probably don't know what a Huayangosaurus is. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I only know because it's in Jurassic World Evolution. This is recording, right, because I've already recorded this audio once. And it didn't record because stupid me didn't put the mic in. It just left it with the mic turned off, so I have to make sure it's recording. But you know what? It seems to be recording because that's, looks to be. Hopefully it records. Anyway, so I'm going to start off by drawing a slight bass. Odd. I can hear the background noise of me talking now. That's strange. Very strange. Anyway, so I'm going to start off by drawing just a basic structure behind it. By this, I'm just drawing I usually use a different colour, so I'll use like blue, or I will use pink, and by doing this, it clearly separates it from the black lines that you see I'm doing now. But with the structure, I will just draw a bunch of basic circles, sticks, and whatnot, and half circles. I think they're called hemispheres. I don't know if they are or not. There is a word for them, but I don't care enough to tell you what the word is, because I don't know. And then after that, I will create a new layer. You don't have to create new layers, but it is infinitely better that you do create new layers. Hence why I like using Photoshop. Also because I like the pen in Photoshop. It's a nice pen. Anyway, so then I just go over in different layers. So I create one that's just body and the tail, and I'll just start drawing over it. And then once I've got like a nice outline, usually I use quite a thin-ish pen. At the moment, I'm using a size 10 pen. And what I will do is then move on to once that's done, I will then move on to the next layer, which in this instance is front back foot is what I called it. I think it doesn't really matter. It's just a new layer for that, for the leg. And I'll just draw over that, and you see there why it's important that you create a new layers, because then I can draw over things and have the freedom to rub out what's behind it without affecting the rest of it, which is always good. And then I will just continue that process. Now I know that you may want to do more detail on the legs, because at the moment, the front legs especially, I've just drawn sticks. You see, oh, well, I don't know how to do that kind of curve, but that's all you do. You just do thick curves. That was not intentional, but yeah, you just do curves and much wider. Like on this foot here that I'm doing right now, even though it's frozen, because that's how my shitty fucking thing works. Why was the rest of that previously not recording? Oh god. Why is this frozen? I don't know why it's frozen, but it kind of just has. I'm not sure if the entire program's just frozen or no. No, there we go. It's fixed. I think reasons like this are why I don't have a lot of subscribers. It's because half my videos are just not working. Anyway, so now I've just occasionally I'll do this. I'll just make the structure layer invisible, and that way I see where I'm going as I go along with this. And then now I move on to the head. The head was quite hard for me to do. I don't really know how to describe why it was hard. It just was hard. Yeah. And see, like I used a thinner brush with this here, so it looked a bit different to the rest of it. And again, it froze, which I suppose is something. Maybe I'll add music to the back of this to make it more entertaining. So it's funner because it keeps freezing and everything. Yeah, after that, by this point, I kind of stopped using the structure as much, and as I said, I didn't like the head, so I resized it by hitting Control T to just resize it, and then I just moved down to the body layer and just started rubbing areas out. Areas that just were behind the head, so you don't really want to see them that much. I feel like I should have made this tutorial a bit shorter, because I've run out of things to say. Because like, what could I say other than, hey, look, here is the exact same thing I just showed you before, except different. Except in that instance right there, my computer crashed, so I lost the recording for it. That happens a lot. I say a lot of my Blender tutorial, that one Blender tutorial I've done anyway. So yeah, I've just drawn the spikes. That's the same thing, just curves and hoping it matches up. And now I've created a new layer called detail, as I like to call it. And here you just massively decrease the brush size. Like, I think it's at a 2 at the moment. Let's look at my screen, and basically all I do is I just start scratching across it, doing like random curves of where the skin would like bend and everything like that, where you'd see like a bit of the veins popping out. And I know someone's gonna comment, "Oh, you've skin wrapped it. Don't skin wrap your dinosaurs." You know, I'm like, just shut up, okay? Like, I mean, I like feathered dinosaurs. They look cool, but I can't not skin wrap a dinosaur because it doesn't make much sense to me. And I know somebody here's probably going to comment like, "Oh, you've done the details wrong here. It shouldn't be. It should be scaly rather than leathery like you've drawn it." Well, you know what? I can't draw scales because they take forever. This is a much quicker alternative method to do it, even if it's completely inaccurate. Speak what you think. Just a bit of speculation here now, but I'm not like hugely knowledgeable on paleontology. I would say I'm no more than the average person for definite, but I wouldn't say I'm like, actually hugely intelligent with it. I've dropped my intelligence quite a bit. But do you think stegosaurs had feathers? Because they were basal traits. Here I am. Everyone who wanted to draw a stegosaurus is now learning about actual dinosaurs and whether they had feathers or not. And to that I say, too bad. I'd like to put feathers on everything. Personally, I think ankylosaurs and nodosaurs, however you're gonna call them, would look awesome with feathers. Because they just look like huge armadillos that can't turn into a ball. So yeah, I wonder if stegosaurs did have feathers, because they were basal traits. I don't see why they would have feathers. Like, it just seems odd. I know that some ceratopsians did. Obviously ceratopsian stegosaurs have different species, but they're both ornithischians, I think, unless I got that wrong. Anyway, after I've done all the detailing and everything like that, what I did, I didn't film this part because I figured it's long and boring, but what I did was I created a new layer beneath every other layer, created like changed the brown colour, and then made it brown, and I just filled it in with black brown. You can use the fill button, but I did it by hand because my art style leaves a lot of empty gaps between the lines, so it wouldn't fill in that well. Anyway, after that, I then created a new layer I called orange or something, and I changed the brush to be a much softer brush, and I changed the transparency down, and I just started applying it there, brushing harder and lighter with the pen. That's one thing. I did use a tablet for this. Where is it? It's a... Okay, I don't know. It's a Huion tablet. It's definitely on the cheaper end of Huion tablets. I feel like just any old tablet would work to get you this kind of look. This kind of quality. I think like any tablet could easily do that, but you can't do it with just a trackpad because the lines won't work at all. They don't have the curve at the end of them when you finish it. They don't kind of end in a tip. They end in a round area kind of thing. They're just like it's an abrupt end. So that's why I advise getting a tablet. And then I just applied this all over it. It didn't really matter if it was going over the spikes and everything like that, because I was gonna colour them in afterwards anyway. And then I realised it was just a bit too strong of an orange, so I turned the orange down a bit. Then I created a new layer beneath the orange. Doesn't really matter, but this is the underbelly. And usually, underbelly's like on the neck can sometimes be really bright and vivid, like a cassowary. It's hugely vivid, but I usually tend to do underbelly colours like really muted and desaturated and lighter usually, but they can be darker if that's the way you like it. And I see one thing I advise you to do is zoom out of your work quite a lot. Like, I zoom out of my work all the time. It sounds weird, like, oh, zoom out of your work, but one just checks how it's going and sees the overall work. And then also, it usually looks better. It always looks better zoomed out than it does zoomed in. And because of that, you know, it builds up confidence. And then after this, I just added another layer on top of the orange, just to blend it in a bit more, because I thought just the orange was a bit plain and boring. I wanted to add a bit more to it, so I added a kind of golden yellow kind of colour on top of it. And as you can see, that has hugely improved the dinosaur now. It's more natural, it flows better between them. And that was just me briefing the brush, because sometimes my brush doesn't work quite well. And that's another thing, like, you know, I usually go on the internet to get references. You can try without references, but they may not work as well. And I just started applying the spots. The spots I use the hard brush again, because I figured these should be wide and prominent. But then I changed the soft brush again to do the underbelly spots, because I don't know, it kind of just makes sense to me. And then I just apply it. So it kind of looks like a giraffe at the moment, which is an odd colour scheme, but I've based it slightly off of the Jurassic World Evolution one. I wasn't actually looking at the Jurassic World Evolution Huayangosaurus at the time, but Huayangosaurus is probably my favourite stegosaurid in that game, because it's probably the cutest stegosaur. It's not my favourite stegosaur though, that's probably Kentrosaurus, even though I don't even have it in the game. You know, yeah, I just started going over these then in a really thin, I changed it to, like, you know, size 2 or whatever, really thin, bright red, kind of these, you know, darker red, not, you know, proper red. I usually try to use natural colours, unless you're going that kind of, you know, neon, bright, whatever style. And I started colouring in the spikes. Just, again, I use the hard brush for this, because usually if it's on flesh, I will use a soft brush, or if I need to blend something in, it's a soft brush. And then if it's on something hard like bone, I will use a hard brush. Also, it depends on your style. Like, if you want to make it completely cartoon, two-tone as I like to call it, then, you know, it doesn't really entirely matter. And one criticism I have here is the spikes are a bit small. Obviously, the majority of you are just going to be copying this to draw a Stegosaurus anyway. But, I mean, it's fine. I'm thinking if enough people comment, by that I mean if one person comments, because, let's face it, who's going to comment, who's even going to watch this, I may give you, like, the line art to download. It's already on Instagram, but you can't really download it off Instagram, so I'll make a DeviantArt account or something like that to put on. Maybe ArtStation, I think that works. Yeah, I'll give it to you there to download. Yeah, this is just me doing some final touch-ups on it, on the colours, filling in small areas like the mouth. It's important that everywhere's coloured. You know, you find that one thing that's not coloured, and it ruins the rest of it. And there you go. That's it. Yeah, and that was the final colour done. That's all the colour done, mostly, I think. And so you can finish your hair if you want, but I think it's important just to add a bit of depth to it, and I usually do that through toning it, which is the only way to add depth to it, I think. And in this style, toning isn't hard. Like, if you were doing really, really detailed, toning is impossibly hard because you have to go on each individual scale. But like this, it's not hard, because all you do is the same brush used for the skin, you just use that, but in the black, change the transparency of it, and then you just apply it in, you know, pushing down on it hard, or slightly pushing on it just to blend it in there. And then you kind of just rub over it, and we'll just hit the mic there. And then that works. And just to keep in mind where the light's going is, like, the most important thing with this. So that's, yeah. And there we go. There's the Huayangosaurus drawn. Hope you draw one. If you have drawn one, please send it to me on Instagram or something. I'd love to see how yours turned out. That would be good to see. Anyway, also, what did you think of this tutorial? I know I've done a tutorial before, but this is a different tutorial because it's 2D tutorial. Not to mention that I'm pretty sure in the previous tutorial, the Brachiosaurus, I had a lot more. I was more like formal. I was like, this is what you do, then this is what you do. Is this tutorial? I'm just like, mainly because I woke up. I don't know how much time I have, so I'm not really taking that mistakes. And also, I find it more fun if I just talk randomly about what's going on. I know I haven't made videos that often. I don't know why I'm doing like a mini update here, but I am, because I mean, who really cares to watch an update video for this channel with 96 subscribers? I don't even know how many I have anymore. Be sure to follow links on screen or description to my other places where I upload more, especially Instagram. If you like this kind of style, I'm uploading on Instagram at the moment. I have a few more videos planned. I just need to upload them. Hope you like and subscribe or whatever. Do if you liked it. Comment down below is really what I want. If you can comment, I will be happy and cheery and whatever. Anyway, bye.